What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about SoFi, I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what moved it, and what the head honcho himself just said. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi did close 2.41% in the green today, 11.48 the low, 12.16 the high. So all in all, a pretty good day. And the reason why today was a good day, despite potentially some volatility coming tomorrow, tariff news and whatever, is because of optimism associated to rate cuts. So this morning we did have some data, wasn't necessarily the best. So manufacturing data came in at 49, forecast was 50. So below the kind of big benchmark of 50. Anything above that shows more of a expansion in the broader market. Anything below 50 shows more of a contraction. So in theory, this isn't good data, similar to the job openings. So the JOLT numbers weren't really that great. So 7.56 versus a forecast of 7.6. So the market took this negative as a positive. So essentially was now assuming rate cuts a little bit sooner. So as of right now, for the upcoming May 7th meeting, there's now a 15.2% likelihood of a rate cut, 25 basis points. So I think all in all, that's kind of a good thing. Market's weird like that, but honestly, if it's willing to take very big negatives and convert it to a positive, then why the hell not? Aside from that, I think just generally speaking, as I mentioned yesterday, historically, SoFi having 5 consecutive red days, the 6th day is typically a green day, as well as just the broader market did bounce off of some key support levels. So I think as well, just there's a technical rebound across the board that is occurring. Even on the Elliott wave technicals for SoFi, it does have a pivot point of $9.95. So for as long as it stays above that, which it is fair to assume it will, it is anticipated to have a nice recovery back into this 1341 to 1425. Like I said, just the market wants to naturally take SoFi back to that $13 to $17 range, but all in all, we'll just have to wait and see ultimately what tomorrow does bring. But aside from that though, there was no specific news to SoFi, no SEC filings. We did see a couple comments from Anthony. So I did show you one video or one comment a couple days back where he just acknowledged that he is watching and reading everyone's comments. This one was a little bit more, I guess, vocal, as you can kind of see. I don't think I myself have even done a tweet this long, but he goes over a lot of different things. So feel free to pause it, and I'll put a link to this tweet in the comments below as well if you want to kind of pop over there and read it. But in general, he's somewhat defending SoFi, saying that like you act like I don't know what I'm doing, all this stuff, defending management and their decisions, and that he has a bigger plan for SoFi. This is just my general kind of viewpoint of this. So I think this is his way of giving the middle finger to the bears, and just a lot of the people over the last little bit that have stated like, hey, Robinhood's doing all this, like why can't SoFi? He's somewhat defending SoFi. So honestly, gotta give credit when credit is due. This is exactly what people did want to see from Anthony, and that was just show some passion, and this is it. So yeah, honestly, I have nothing negative to say about this at all. So yeah, let me know your general viewpoint on this. I did see some comments though saying that CEOs shouldn't be even engaging with whatever and humoring comments like this. So I don't know. What's your general thoughts on that? When it comes down to shorts, they did return 167,000 shares. 13% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 140.08 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 0.61. So all in all, pretty good to see that shorts are returning. Does validate today's green day. Moving over to options. So this one was rather odd. So 7.76 in calls, 6.5 in puts. Even though 45% of all the options today were optimistic, clearly a lot of big money and a lot of puts. So a lot of big outliers. So I don't think retail is doing within a 5-minute candle or 5-minute time period between 9:30 and 9:35, 817,000 in options. Same for this, 404, 369,000. I don't think that's retail. So big money is doing some puts. I'm not really sure why, but as far, or possibly I guess it might be tariff related, and whatever else. But as you can kind of see, 14.2 million in total premiums, and then yesterday was 16.6 million, and then so kind of in line with somewhat the average. Put/call ratio was a little bit high, as you can kind of see, came in at 0.91 for today based on all the options, but historically 5 consecutive red days, it always results in the 6th day being green. So I think no matter what, today was going to be green. But based on the call options that were done today, you see a consensus for it to kind of be back in that $13 range for the most part. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 950. So that is rather odd. And you can even see a lot of the big outliers right here. That's a lot of the large institutions are assuming for next week for it to be sub 1150, for it to be sub 10, 12, 11. So big money is kind of assuming that SoFi is going to go down. Large consensus, though the majority of individuals, retail, do believe that there's going to be more upside, but clearly it's hard to ignore these. So once again, I think the moral of the story is just anticipate a lot of volatility in the foreseeable future. But aside from that, these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So 1.2, 2.2, 11.6, and then 3.94. So overall frequency is down a little bit. So algorithmic trading was the main culprit for the volume today. So not a lot of kind of big transactions on the at least secondary market. Dark pool, you have a couple big ones, 2.09, and then that seems to be it. And then 2.99. So that seems to be pretty much the very, very large ones, and then these ones as well first thing. But with it closing at 1191, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 1163 and 1111 is going to be support levels. Just watch for those into the next couple of trading days. Flip side, 1248 and then 1332 is going to be the next strong target/resistance. So we do have, of course, the big kind of tariff news coming out tomorrow. We saw some tweets or some comments today stating that Trump has his plan set and he's not going to deviate from the tariff. So it looks like we are in for a fun ride. So I think the individuals like myself, I had a weird feeling that it was going to be more of a scare tactic and that he was actually going to kind of pull a lot of the tariffs or just reduce them. Based on the tone, it looks as though he's going to go forward full force with a lot of the tariffs. So that might not necessarily be taken all that positively. Then on Friday, that's going to be the next big thing for the broader market. That's going to be unemployment, non-farm payroll, and then Powell. So that might be the next saving grace possibly. So just take note of some of the strong support and resistance points going forward into the next couple of trading days. Aside from that, no new ratings, nothing like that. 1122, it was able to fight back and stay fully above that 200-day moving average. Now the second consecutive trading day that it bounced off of that. So a similar type of scenario might play out to March, where it just bounced off of that and trended higher to back in that $13 to kind of $14, $15 range. So that might play out if things go kind of as or better than anticipated for tomorrow. So just watch for 1122, that 200-day moving average. Flip side, $12.10 is that ALMA. So yeah, honestly, I think a little bit more upside is in SoFi's future. Just like I said, moral of the story, anticipate a lot of volatility. SoFi has always been a very frustrating / volatile stock way back when. It's just, yeah, you just have to have I don't know, balls of steel, if that kind of makes sense, and just believe in what Anthony management is doing. And honestly, yeah, I really do like Anthony. I get it. I like to play devil's advocate. So when something is going wrong, I bring that up, but generally I do like what SoFi is doing. So that's why I still cover it, still own it, and everything else. So give yourself a shout out if you did buy today, if you sold, or what you have done. One final thing though, pop over to my Patreon and get buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.